Hey guys, it's Zero here. I've got another Airsoft pistol review. Uh, Anybody who knows me on the Airsoft field knows that 9 times out of 10, this is my sidearm, backup, whatever you want to call it, my primary pistol. And mainly is because I carry the real steel version when I conceal carry, and I use it at the range all the time. I have others that I use as well, but this was my big purchase in the real steel. So I got the best one I could get in the Airsoft version, so that I could do my training, my safe training with this, but also, it's good to have it on the field, build up that muscle memory. This is from KWA. It is one of the manufacturers that builds pistols, obviously for Airsoft, but primarily for training. They try to build them as accurately as possible. It's an Airsoft pistol, so quality is not comparative to the real steel. Obviously it's not even close, and not just in form. I'm just talking function wise, because of the nature of Airsoft pistols. This is a green gas blowback pistol, which means you fill the magazine with gas. It's like a propane gas with silicone oil in it, and then you shoot your BBs that way. So the nature of gas blowback pistols is just iffy. You get jams, you get misfeeds, you get gas dumps. Anybody who plays knows what that is. You're shooting and everything just gets popped out, and you're like, what the F? You gotta switch to your next mag. And it's cool, it gives you the whole, you gotta switch mags, but that shit doesn't happen in the real world, so it's a bit frustrating. But nonetheless, no compromise from KWA. Here's the pistol. Standard packaging. It's a foam tray. I've got extra mags in here. Gun actually comes with a key to tune the hop up, which is a really good hop up unit. Not the best out there. Tokyo Mari has the record for some of the best hop ups, but it's a good hop up nonetheless. I actually have extra mags in here, but those I paid for. That doesn't come with the gun. You actually have to buy them separate, and they're very expensive. KWA mags are $40 a pop for this gun at minimum, which is pretty expensive to me for an Airsoft gun. Comes with a small manual, and it has the compact and the full size version on there. And it's pretty standard manual. Gives you the functions, parts of the gun functions, safety, how to line up your sights. This is actually a pretty informative manual for an Airsoft manual. Usually it's pretty much real basic stuff. How to line up your sights, how to tune your hop up, and then it's got it in another language as well. Comes with warranties and stuff like that as well. I never filled that out. Should have, but I never did. I'm gonna move this off of my H&K mat here. We can see this a little better. I don't know, maybe you can, maybe you can't, I don't know. I'm gonna clear the mag here. Mag's empty. Gun's empty. Nothing in there. So, as far as your functions go, you've got all your controls on the left side of the gun. It's a right-handed gun, except for the mag release. The mag release is ambidextrous. It's this small little paddle right here. It's actually one of my favorite mag releases, because it's it's right there. You know, it's actually really comfortable to use too. I've actually got a Hogue grip on there. My real steel one has it, so I put it on this one just for, you know, muscle memory and having it the same way. You know, if you're gonna have a training pistol, you should have it set up exactly the same way as your real steel, so that all your controls and functions are exactly the same. So using this one feels exactly like using the real one, you know, with the exception of weight and whatever. So you've got a safety selector. So you've got safe, you've got fire. This also acts as a decocker, which is on the real steel one. So you got that. You pull it down and it drops the hammer. It doesn't drop the hammer all the way. It just decocks it for you. You have to actually reset that hammer all the way if you're going to. As you see, it sets all the way in there. I'll show you again. You see, it sets it. It only drops it so much. Then you have to drop it the rest of the way. The controls feel pretty good. They're solid. The safety is a little wiggly. You know, I don't know if that's... I want to say that's just the nature of it. You know, it's this type of, you know, airsoft gun. Nothing. It's not terrible. I mean, I haven't accidentally hit it and set the safety. It actually has a pretty confirmed click. If you can hear that, so you'll know it's in safe, and it moves up quite a bit on the slide, so you know it's in safe. Got the slide release here. It's pretty big, pretty standard for a USP. Just hit that. You got to put it on fire to drop the hammer. It won't drop the hammer otherwise. If you put it on safe, can't drop the hammer. I wouldn't drop test this though. I mean, it's an airsoft gun. You're probably going to destroy a bunch of parts, and it's got a thin aluminum slide, so you know, I wouldn't take too many chances dropping this, especially like on concrete or something. Dirt, I've dropped them in the mud, in the grass, and I've dropped them in a river, but dropping them on concrete, you're gonna ruin them. So it's got some markings. USP, H&K USP. You know, you've got the 45 auto on there, and then you've got that little serial number there. It's a little different on the real one. They're not colored like this at all, actually, which is kind of nice. You kind of discern the difference between a real one and the airsoft one. You've also got that big airsoft warning on there. I chose not to remove it just so that, you know, visually I know that's my airsoft gun, you know, from a distance. The hammer, or not the hammer, the barrel actually has some engravings on it as well. Not sure if you can see that. You've got the round indicator with a little bit of red paint on there. Again, I apologize if you can't see that too well. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't move. There's no function there at all. That's just, you know, cosmetic. But, and you've got your 3-dot sights. And again, I don't know if you can see that too well, but they're there. They're a little faded. For the most part, these are just painted on, the sights, or lasered on. I don't know how they put these on, but they started to fade, especially the front one. If you can see that too well, the front one's kind of faded. In and out of the holster all the time. And as I said, I have used this. I have used many versions of this gun. I've had this gun since version 1. I want to say this is version 3. This is when they excuse me, this is when KWA actually changed the format of their gas magazines. They actually built in an extra reservoir here so that the pressure builds up faster for the gas before it releases it, which did make a difference. You know, we were able to operate these in a little bit colder climate, you know, not dead of winter. You'd still, you know what I mean, the gas blowback guns just don't work well in dead of winter. Some people have made them work because they put like hand warmers on them, and you know, we've tried all kinds of tricks, you know, keeping the mags in your pockets because they stay warm. But those first couple shots, after that, they're pretty much done. And we've played in, you know, snowstorms. We've played in the dead of winter. We've played all year round. We played years ago. We were playing every other weekend, you know, for a couple years straight. And you know, I put a lot of these guns through the ringer, you know. In water, I've used it in water. It does work. You know, you come out of the water with it, you take your shots. It works. It gets a little slow because it gets cold quicker. You know, obviously because of the water. The colder this gets, the slower it works because, you know, that gas needs that pressure to build up, and it's not going to work if it's cold. Snow, again, I've used it, but a couple shots and it's done. Mud does not work. As soon as mud gets in any of this in the function, it's done. You know, thick dirt or sand, heavy gravel, same thing. Anytime some debris gets in here, it just doesn't work. It's just not going to work. It's not like the real steel counterpart. That's, you know, where they differ a lot. Sand, you can pretty much shake it off, whatever, but it does get in there and it will mess with it a bit. There's seals inside here, you know, that they don't do well with sand in them. You know, it's just the way these things function, you know, the precision in which they're designed to work is damaged when you've got debris in there and stuff. It breaks down the same way as a real H&K. Bring the slide back a little bit. There's your frame. It's a little tricky to get back in there, but as I said, it works. There's your barrel plus your hop-up unit, and it's got that really cool round little clicky hop-up. Very, very fine adjustments. It's like little clicks with that key that I showed you. You can just turn it little by little, and it's really, really pretty accurate, these KWAs. I'm not going to say they're as accurate as TM's, Tokyo Marui's, but they're pretty close. They're pretty good. But so far it's been pretty good. I've had a couple issues with the air nozzle getting stuck. So I put a little bit of silicone grease in there and it loosens it up. I mean, it's just one of those things. They need maintenance. You can see my hands a little dirty. You know, it's been a minute since I cleaned this one. But you should clean them after use. You don't need to use the same heavy duty solvents that you use on real pistols, but you should clean them. You know, it benefits you to do that. You know, they last a lot longer when you take care of them like that. Not sure why this is doing that. There we go. There we go. Just gotta finagle it in. Slide that right in there. Drop your Get her out in there. It's good to go. Like I said, functions pretty much like the real steel version. You know, it's got the same ergonomics, same feel, different weight, obviously. And I feel like slide's a little different. My slide on my USP is real thick, real heavy, whereas this one's like almost next to no weight at all. The weight's mainly in the magazine. Once you put the magazine in, the gun's super light, very balanced, but it's super light. Once you put the mag in, a lot of the weight settles in on the bottom, right back here. I mean, granted, that's where you want it to settle. You know, you want that weight to be in the back, but that's just my opinion. All in all, great gun. I've had some issues with it. Nothing that couldn't be taken care of, you know, by one of the techs that I know or whatever, one of the guys at the shop. Also, KWA is really good about like replacing stuff, from what I understand. So, you know, you've got good customer support. You know, and it's not a bad way to spend, you know, your money for an airsoft pistol. Again, you know, if you're using it for training, it's a great training tool, safe. You know, obviously you got to wear goggles, protect your eyes, you know, or whatever. You don't have to if you don't want to, but that's on you. You know, you shoot yourself in the eye, and that's a game over. But you know, for the money, this is about $145. You know, I think right now, maybe a little more. It's cost of inflation or whatever. But I think I paid $145 for it. So not a bad. When you compare it to some of the other stuff out there, like the WeTechs, things like that, and you know, UHC, which is another company that makes USPs, they're not that good. And I think Umarex now has a license for the H&K logo and licensing, but they still work with KWA to make these pistols. So this is actually a really good value for my dollar. And like I said, this is the one I would carry primarily all the time on the field. And it's only because, like I said, I have the real steel, so I made myself carry it so that, you know, my muscle memory was more in tune to the real one. But that's just me. You know, if you're getting it for just an airsoft pistol, they're great. They're fun. They're awesome. You know, plink around with. You know, they're great for tournament games, competitions. You're gonna if as long as you don't get any mud or debris or any crap in there, you can count on this gun. It should work. You know, it should work. I would say, you know, maybe 90% of the time. That other 10% is based on elements and, you know, outside influence or weather or whatever, and that kind of stuff. Otherwise, they work pretty good. Trainers, they're great. They work pretty good too. So it's definitely worth the investment. So that's it. That's my thoughts on the KWA USP 45 full-size airsoft pistol. Let me know in the comments below if you guys agree, disagree, if you guys like the USP. A lot of people don't. You either like the USP or you don't. I'm a fan of them. That's just me. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And I actually hope I have another KWA I'm going to do a review on soon. It's a Beretta. Again, I love the Berettas too. I like double action, single action pistols. That's just me. But that's another video for another time. Alright, thanks for watching, guys.